So now it's time to decide how we are going to put together the breeding flocks. So I guess we can both agree that we're not going to use the F1 rooster anymore this year.
Correct.
So we have the F5 from the Wyandotte line, Yokohama bantam cross, and a little bit unexpected, our red Australian bantam. My strategy would be more to keep the lines together, so the wheat mottled hen and her 3 daughters, and then we have all the Yokohama bantam crosses. And I would say let's put the Yokohama bantam rooster with these hens, and then one of these 2 roosters, preferably maybe this one, with the Yokohama bantam hens, because he is a father from these ones. But that's just me looking at, yeah, who's connected to who and trying to avoid having brother and sister together. I don't know, what's your opinion, Abraham?
I'm still figuring it out. I'm still thinking about it.
What also might be a good combination is like this. So we have the Australian red Ancona bantam with these 4 hens. There's only one that doesn't have mottles, the other 3 have. So most of the chicks will be mottled. Let's say that he has 1 or 2 red genes.
I'd say 1.
I'd say 1. So
With red gene you mean the mahogany,
yeah.
right?
When you combine these, I would say you almost have, with the red hens you would have 50 to 100% chance of red. With the wheaten ones, I think, we might have a lot of wheaten chicks out of that. Which, of course it's not a bad thing, because you can use the wheatens to create red. But we want to make some progress now, right? We don't want to breed wheaten mottled Ancona bantams. But a good thing, or what I think, is that the chicks will be small. The hens are already, I would say, a nice size. These are maybe a little bit too big, but it's acceptable. And the rooster is very small, so the offspring might be even a little bit smaller. On the other hand, the Yokohama bantams are way too big. So in combination with this rooster, that also might be a good idea. And I would say these are pure red, right? If Yokohama is mahogany.
Yes.
And the father is also red, so
They should be.
so the offspring have a high, so the offspring might have a big chance to be completely red. What do you think, Abraham? Yokohama bantams crosses, are they mottled or not?
It's very hard for me to determine that, because I don't know anything about the original Yokohama build-up.
Yeah, it's actually a mystery for a lot of people. So what we are definitely not going to do, I guess, is combine the Yokohama bantam crosses, right? First of all, I think they will evolve more to a Yokohama type. The tail might also become too long. And the comb, I think we will have a lot of P-combs and things we don't want. So I think it's better to definitely combine the Yokohamas
with other breeding lines.
With the lines that have a single comb, yes. Of course, during the season we can switch the breeding flocks. Or we can switch the roosters. Oh yeah, we also forgot this hen. The Sussex and Wyandotte bantam cross. First of all, should we use this hen? She's more like a goldish color, not red, right?
Definitely.
You know her parents, so
yeah, exactly.
Tell me something about her.
The mother hen was a Jubilee Sussex, purebred.
Bantam
size. Bantam size.
Yeah.
And the rooster was a Millefleur Wyandotte bantam. So she should be carrying 1 dose of mahogany, but it's not really showing up, if you ask me. Her head is really telling me that she has a Wyandotte parentage in her line. I really think it's a very distinctive Wyandotte head.
The earlobes already have some white in it.
Mm-hmm.
That probably comes from the Sussex line, right?
Yes.
The wattles are good. Comb, yeah. This is a rose comb, right?
Yes.
Not a pea
comb.
Not
a good one, but it is a rose comb.
So when you combine it with a single comb, we'll have a 50% chance of single combs. I do like the color of her head. That's mottled, no?
It looks to be mottled.
Yeah, but because both of her parents were, so...
She doesn't really have that much black showing up.
No black in her head, so that's a good thing.
There's almost like a partridge pattern in her saddle.
Yeah, I've noticed it now. Like it's not double laced, but like a lacing. Here you can
like
see
you
it
see in the partridge varieties. No?
Yeah.
But she looks really heavy.
Yeah.
when you want to be working towards an Ancona
In
type.
terms of type, it might not be such a good idea. I really like the color in her wings too. Over here, there's almost no black. I think it's worth a shot, but of course we don't want to hatch too much chicks and later on the road to have to be like, oh yeah, we can't use them, we need to get rid of them. Let's take a look at the chest now, the belly. Also not a lot of black, right? Considering both parents had obvious black spangles. Parents also are gone, right?
Yes.
Both taken by the stone marker. Leg color, also yellow, that's a good thing. Nice bright yellow. I don't know, maybe against the little rooster? In terms of combinations, might say maybe against the 5 from the Wyandotte bantam line. He also has some Wyandotte in him. She has Wyandotte. So it might grow to more of a Wyandotte-ish type. He's already quite heavy, so...
If it would be a lottery, you could always try to combine her with the Yokohama rooster.
Then we are combining pleco with rose comb.
Yeah,
They are both carrying single comb, so we have like 25% chance single comb. But actually, yeah.
But it will make the type in the offspring longer and smaller, I think.
Yeah. He has quite long legs, a long tail, horizontal.
But that's something you don't know. That's a lottery.
Yeah, so in terms of the tail, let's say this hen has like almost a 90-degree tail, then I would say, oh, combine him or her with a rooster that has a horizontal tail, so 0 degrees or 180, and you will get something in the middle. That's always my theory. But
For now, you end up with Anconas with a very vertical, narrow tail, so maybe you're not making the right decisions.
so that's why I have Abraham. Now it's time to make some decisions, right? Who are we going to combine? We can't breed all year round, as some people can, like in Australia, they can breed all year round. In that case, I would say just we try to combine everything. Hatch chicks all year round. If you're in Belgium, it's usually the thing that we start breeding in February, or collecting
January.
eggs in February. Start.
If they're laying and if they're not molting,
and
you can start.
Incubating in March. So we have chicks in March and April, maybe even in May. But then in June we have summer. If you start the incubation process then, they hatch in June or in July. In my opinion, they don't grow out as good. And they are still growing in the autumn. And you have something like this that the hen is a little bit smaller. Maybe she will grow a little bit more, I don't know. But it also might give like a false image, right? That they appear to be smaller, but actually genetically they are bigger. And when you combine them together the next year, and you hatch them early, in March, you might have a lot bigger chicks, I don't know. So let's say we do 2 hatching rounds, or breeding rounds. I believe we made a decision. I think we're going to combine the father with his daughters, but it won't be like a big issue because the first cross was from a completely different race and bloodline, so that's not an issue. They might be a little bit too big, the offspring, but we'll have to work with that. So the F5 Wyandotte Bantam line with the Yokohamas, which are also F6 you could say. Then over here we have the Yokohama Bantam Rooster with the 2 Wheaten Mottled hens. The aim will be here to have something with less black, more red, preferably a single comb. And I would say they are both, or yeah, the rooster is mottled and the hens are mottled, right? And then the last combination, so we have the little rooster, the Australian red Ancona bantam with red mottled and the red hen, and with Sussex and Wyandotte bantam hen. But we'll have to wait and see how the color of the eggs of this hen will be, if we can see the difference, because otherwise we also will probably need to separate them to make sure that the next year we know, we want to know which egg are from which hen, to know who are the descendants, because this combination will also give single-combed hens and roosters, and those might be difficult to be distinguished from the chicks from these hens. But I think in appearance you will probably see the difference quite easily. But yeah, you never know. You don't want to make, it's not really a mistake, but because it is an experiment right now. So, but I think we have some good options, right?